Good afternoon. This is the second link that you're getting, and I apologize for that. The internet is absolutely terrible, and unfortunately, I can't tell if it's coming out terrible or not. The only way I can tell is if I get a message from my wife who's watching the replay down in Reading, and she says, "Take down the post. It's horrible." And I can't even figure out how to get down the video that I sent. Well, actually, I don't send it out. It's if you're a subscriber, you automatically get the notification that the video is out. And so I was scrambling trying to get the video down, and so you got notified that there's a video up, and you got a video of terrible quality. I tried to watch it myself, and it was horrible, and I apologize. So I wanted to stay true to my commitment of saying that I was going to be doing these videos on Friday, and I realized people were jumping on there, which is fantastic, and all of a sudden there's 13, 15 people that had watched it within a few minutes, and I can't get the video down. But unfortunately, the quality is so poor, you can't watch the intended video for today. And I'm suspecting that most people are getting several minutes into it and cutting off, turning it off, not wanting to waste their time. So Lord willing, you're going to be able to watch this. And again, I apologize. My intent is when I get done with this, I'm going to be shutting everything down, and I'm going to be driving down to Reading and looking for a new camera, which will help the quality of the video that you're watching at the very least. And we're looking to get a booster for the internet here at the church as well, so that it'll have a boosted stream of the internet speed as well. So hopefully by the next time I'm running a video, the picture quality, sound quality, and the internet speed will all be improved. Actually, that's something you could pray about. With all that being said, as I mentioned, I wanted to stay true to my commitment to coming on Fridays. I came on yesterday because there was a pressing issue with the Roe versus Wade. I wanted to bring some clarity to that issue. This video probably will be a little shorter than the last one I sent out, just because I need to get. I have some other commitments, so I'm probably not going to be talking quite as long as I did on the last one. But I wanted to share. I'm still going to share all the same points as I had committed to. And I wanted to share the reason that we're putting these together is the main reason originally was there's a lot of stuff that we're watching unfold in our lifetime, a lot of issues related to prophecy. And that was the original reason that I was putting these together. If you are a part of our ministry here at Grace Community Church, in the past, I would send out devotionals and news items quite frequently. In the last couple of years, that's really died off. Unfortunately, it's not died off because I've gotten slack in doing that. It's died off because, unfortunately, the last 2 years, trying to keep up with everything that's going on has become a part-time job for me. What I would do in the course of a week, 2 years ago, in news watching and reading, now that's what I'm doing in a day. I'm trying to keep up on what's going on, so that when people ask me questions, I can give them intelligent answers. Yeah, things are changing at a rapid rate. There's news that is being reported, throughout every day. I mean, there always has been, but things are changing quickly, and we need to know and be able to respond intelligently to people that are asking us what's going on, and especially things of the nature related to moral issues, biblical issues. The Roe versus Wade, for instance, yesterday. I wish I could have gotten on that quicker a day before, but I did. But I needed to keep listening to things. And there's been more information that came in subsequent to what I reported yesterday. I just wanted to add to what I shared yesterday, and I was grateful that we had nearly a couple dozen people that tuned in and listened, because there's a lot of confusion surrounding that issue. A lot of people thinking, Roe versus Wade gets overturned and all, abortion's coming to an end. And if you didn't listen to yesterday's, please go back and do so you can have some clarity on that. But something that was is really sad is President Biden comes on and he starts using his faith as his reasoning for being able to justify his determination to fight for Roe versus Wade. He says, as a child of God, a professing Catholic that he is, as a child of God, he has the right to fight for Roe versus Wade. That is about the most ludicrous reasoning I think a person could have made. That, as I mentioned in the other video, if you listen to it, that's right out of Saturday Night Live, a Saturday Night Live skit. I've watched Saturday Night Live in years, but if I was going to write a skit for Saturday Night Live, that could have been one. What about the child in the womb? What about their rights? And that was the whole purpose of the ending of yesterday's video. We as believers have to be the voice for these children that don't have a voice or any capacity to fight or to defend themselves. We as Christians who know better, and instead of retreating, which unfortunately more and more Christians are doing, they're acting like I'm just here for the gospel. I'm just going to share my faith, and I'm not going to get involved in these other issues, these LGBTQ, these gender issues, these gay marriage, which is unfortunately, that's an issue of many years ago. I'm not going to get involved in these issues. I'm just going to focus on loving people and sharing Jesus with them. Well, you can't just love people and share Jesus with them when you don't address the issue of sin, because that's where we start the gospel. We're all sinners and we fall short of the glory of God, and therefore we have been disconnected from a relationship with God. And so what is sin? Well, here are some examples of sin. Let's look at our society. So, and that's what, unfortunately, a lot of people and churches are abandoning their duty. I'm gonna get wound up here. Something today that I saw with my eyes. It's one thing to hear, but when you see it, when you hear it, then you see it, it's a different thing. There was a student at UCLA, a male student, went in, this is University of California, Los Angeles, goes in to the bathroom at UCLA with a cell phone with the video, and he films what's in the bathroom. And what do you expect in a bathroom of a male student? Students' bathroom for male students. Well, urinals, paper towel dispensers, maybe hand dryers. Well, in there, they also have feminine products that are like feminine products that are in the men's bathroom because you have women who are identifying as men. So they supply those now at UCLA. And well, apparently this isn't a new thing. They do this at other universities as well. Well, this news show that I was watching, it is tailored to younger students, millennials, and they had a couple females on there. And this one young lady, she was pretty fired up. I guess she's mid-20s, maybe mid-20s, and she was pretty fired up. She said, it took a long time. She said to get to the point where there were free feminine products in the bathrooms. Now, I don't know what that exactly meant. Maybe that meant that they used to have to pay for them before, and that was the way it always was. You had to pay for them. I don't know, because I don't go in women's bathrooms. And now you get them for free, or maybe you still have to pay for. I don't know, but that's what she said. It was a big deal, to get to that point where you can get these free products. And maybe it's that way at the universities. Like I said, I don't know. But she said, and then just over the course of a few months, you have this battle for men to be able, women identifying as men, to have access to these same products in the men's bathrooms, and voila, there they are. It's absurd. And we're told to follow the science with these gender issues. Just like we were told to follow the science for the 2 previous years, and we're not going to get sidetracked on that issue. Let me just encourage you to lovingly, as a parent, as a grandparent, as an aunt and uncle, to teach your kids that the Bible is very clear. And I said lovingly and gently because we don't want kids that are abrasive, mean, kids that resent us later. That the Bible is very clear that there are 2 genders, that God created those 2 genders, just like he created the children that are in the womb. He created them, as it says in Genesis 2, as it says in Matthew 19, he created them male and female. He created them. There are 2 genders. And I had a discussion not all that long ago, just a few weeks ago. I got into a little bit of a back and forth with a professing believer about this issue of gender, and went back and forth. And the way I shut it down was, I said, look, what happens what has always happened when you're in a delivery room? When you're in the delivery room, the doctor, because I've been there, the doctor says, hey, here's you've got a healthy little boy here, or a healthy little girl, and mom and dad are happy. Or, when archaeologists are out doing a dig, based on hip structure and the structure of the pelvis and abdomen, after spending some time looking at humans and animals, based on those structures, they can determine that they've come up with a female or a male. That's the way it's always been. They have not come to the conclusion. They don't come to a conclusion of, hey, we have a human here. Now, if we would have just known, some of the family members, so that we could have been able to find out what this person identified as, a male or female, then we could have determined, if this was a male or female. That's not how it's been. We have always known that we have males and we have females, but we are living in a time of delusion, a time when we were told from Scripture that as we neared the time of Christ's return, towards the time when Christ was going to come back, we would be in a time of delusion. That's where we're in. We are in a time when we're hearing both. We just in the last couple of years we heard three words: follow the science. At the same time, we were told, you see that tall guy over there in the woman's swimsuit that just won the race that has male genitalia, that's a woman. No, it's not. If you say it's not, you're a bigot. At the same time, our government is in the process of creating a ministry of truth to battle disinformation. If you're familiar with the movie 1984, you know that that was part of that. I mean, we are absolute. If you haven't watched 1984, read the book, if you haven't watched the movie recently or read the book, go back and watch it. I put it back on probably a year and a half ago, or about a year and a half ago. It was on Amazon. It was free at the time, and then I think you had to pay for it, and then it was free again. It may have been free on Netflix. I can't remember. We are absolutely living in that time. We're living in the end times. It's, if you want to be absolutely scriptural, we've been in the end times since Christ ascended back to the Father. But we're living in a time when Christ is going to be returning for his church. We're living in a time when that time is getting very near. But we're living in this time where the government is talking about establishing this ministry of truth, and then this woman that they're talking about heading it up, she's an expert in Russian disinformation, and the irony could not be any more thick. This is a woman who, not that long ago, was claiming that the Biden laptop was a farce, when many of you, and myself included, as we followed legitimate news sources, we knew that the Biden laptop was a well-established fact. There wasn't any question about it. If you were watching a news source that was saying that it was a farce, then that tells you that that's a news source that you probably need to get away from. This is a woman who said that was a farce. And this is a woman who was just making a goofy TikTok video, dancing and singing in it. I believe that was just taken down. And she's an expert in Russian disinformation. Russian disinformation that our government was also saying that was responsible for our previous president getting elected, which also subsequently turned out to be a farce. So those are the days we are in the days of delusion, spiritual delusion. We are living in the days of Scripture, and the problem is, and the reason that you are listening to this, the reason I put this together, is because there's so much news out there that is being underreported, and people in the church are missing. And I want Grace Community Church, our ministry, affiliates, our community, I want to make sure that we're catching this stuff and not caught off guard. Because as we see in Scripture, and I was just reading this earlier, Jesus tells us, and just as it happened in the days of Noah, so it will be also in the days of the Son of Man. They were eating, they were drinking, they were marrying, they were being given in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark and the flood came and destroyed them all. It was the same as it happened in the days of Lot. They were eating, they were drinking, they were buying, they were selling, they were planting, they were building. But on that day, Lot went out from Sodom. It rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. It will be just the same on the day that the Son of Man is revealed. There is so much going on, and never before has there been more blindness, more people being oblivious to what's going on than there is now, at a time when so much is going on. And at the very least, I want to make sure our church, our community, our families, and those that I'm hoping you will share this with, are informed of what's taking place. So at the very least, we could say that we knew what was happening in the days that we're living in. If you have not subscribed to this video, please do so. You're on YouTube right now. You're on this page. Just go to the subscribe button and just hit subscribe, so that when other videos come out, you'll be notified instantly. Encourage people that you know and care about to subscribe to this. We don't get paid for this or anything. We're not, something like that. It's just a means of us staying in contact with you without us having to send out an email or anything out like that. As soon as the video is made, you'll be notified instantly. Well, you have a blessed evening, and Lord willing, the quality of this video is good when you receive it. God bless you.